it's Shahzeb Afridi from Game Logics, and this is part 33 of our tutorial series how to make Ludo game in Unity. Okay, so in this tutorial, I am going to write a code for how we can hit or strike our enemy. Okay, and I hope that the game is almost done, and only the repetition part. Okay, the duplicate code. There is a lot of duplicate code is remaining, okay, for us only because from the previous tutorials, I am only writing code for our red and green player, okay, and a lot of code is still left, but that is only the code that is a duplicate, okay. Like here, like we have written the code for red and green and blue one, and there is no code for blue player and yellow player, okay. So things like this are left, okay, uh, not of great importance, okay. Like, yeah, I will definitely write this code, but in the final tutorial, when I will be playing the game, okay, for a final test, okay. So let's worry about that later, and things like that, they are only, okay, these things are left. But yeah, most of the duplicate code has been done. I have already done that, okay, and you should do it by yourself. And similarly here, the movement of only our red players and green players, we have done coding, okay, for our red and green players, and there is no code for blue and yellow as well, okay. The movement part, the methods that handle the movement of our players, okay. So yes, that's nothing fancy, okay, it's just a duplicate code, okay. So let's worry about them later, and the point of telling you guys that only the code that will be a repetitive code, a duplicate code, only that is left now, but only a few major parts of our programming is left, okay. And this game will be completed inshallah uh, within 8 or you can say 10 more tutorials, okay. So it will probably take me a week, okay. So so let's write the code for how to hit or strike our enemy. Where the hell? Yeah, here it is. Okay, so let's write that code, and let me comment it first. Player versus opponent, okay. So if our current player name, if it's not equal to none, like it has some value, it will have a value of red player, green, blue, or yellow, okay. And then yeah, let's check whether if it's a two-player game, three-player, or four-player. Okay, so main menu, manager dot how many players, okay. You should know by now how these things work, okay, because I have explained them many times. Okay, so case two, if it's a two-player game, then let's see if our current player name, it contains, okay. So if it's like, if it's a red player turn, okay, and then again in a statement, if if our current player, if it's equal to like, okay, so now if it's a two-player game, so it's red versus green. Okay, so if currently if it's red player is if it's a red player turn, okay, then it means that we are facing like green player is in our way. Okay, so let's check that if a green player one, the hell, if green player one dot what was the code, green, yeah, green player one column, if they both are equal, okay, so if they both have the same value and our current player, if it's not at the what stop, then we can hit this green player. Okay, so if because our green player is not at the safe zone, I'm talking about this thing, and it should be stop because in our case we have named it as a stop, or it's a star. No, it's a star. Okay, so it's not star image. Okay, so it's star. So it should not be stop. Okay, it should be a star. Okay, because we have named it star. So it should not be stop. It should be star. Okay, and this is, I'm talking about this thing. Okay, so it will have this. Okay, so uh, we'll put one column. Okay, so it will have this current pair will have the value of these blocks. Okay, image 1 2 3 or star and something like this. Okay, 1 2 3 and image up to 56 or 57. Okay, and the stars as well. Okay, like this and this. Okay, so if it's not at the star, okay, so if our current player and our green player one column name, they are same, and let's check to make sure that it's not at the star, so we can hit this player, we can strike it. Okay, and what's the error? Okay, so if it's not star, okay, we can then we can hit this player. So now let's uh, sound manager dismissal sound. Excuse me. Okay, so play the dismissal sound, and then our green player one dot transform its position should be green player one position. Okay, so it's the position, it's a vector 3. Okay, and we have stored the initial positions of our players. Okay, so because this player has been hit by an enemy, so it will start from the beginning. Okay, and it will straight go to his home, or you can say house. And player one, its column name should be equal to none. Okay, because everything should be set to its initial stage. All the data members should have their initial values, and it's okay. So green player one steps. Yeah, green steps should be equal to zero, and it should be the player turn should belong to which player? Red, because after hitting the player, it's a bonus for the red player. Okay, the turn will remain with the red player. So that's it. It's simple. Okay, same is the case with if it's green player two and green player three and green player four. Okay, so this should be two. This should be two as well. This should be, yeah. I've copied this. This should be two, two, and two. And okay, this should be three. Copy this. Okay, and this should be three as well. And this one. Okay. Similarly, fourth one. Okay. So now let's do the same with our. So like if it's now it's a two-player game. So now if it's green player's turn. Okay. So if current player name, if it contains what it contains green player value, okay, then if it's, let's copy this and change them. If it's okay, okay, so let's duplicate this. Let's copy and paste it. Okay, so it's done. And let's do this. Okay, so let's copy this. Yeah, and this one should be 2 and 2, 2. Okay, so all set. Now this should be 3 and this should be 3 as well. Okay, so okay, so it's yeah, the third one is done as well. Now the last one. Okay, so it should be 4 and this one as well. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so the code is done for our two players game. Okay, so this is it for this tutorial, guys. And if you didn't understand anything in this tutorial, let me know in the comments. Okay, I will gladly help. And if you really liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for notifications. And see you guys in the next tutorial.